Okay, welcome back to our Coriolis, the Third Horizon. This time I was ready. I had the book sitting here. We are doing the Mercy of the Icon. It's part one, Emissary Lost. This is the official Coriolis campaign. The heroes have been working their way down below the core of Coriolis into the cellar, which is kind of the unauthorized area where those who don't have any true place in Coriolis seem to have created their own world down here. After a bit of a mishap with an elevator, they found themselves in the court of the Queen, who has requested that they help her with a little problem. A wild beast that is competing, we'll say, with her as far as space is concerned. And in exchange, she will help lead them, or will give them a passage through her kingdom and towards where the the smugglers, we'll call them, have been bringing people, and hopefully the niece of Amira will be found, as well as which of course is important for your party, but as well as the emissary themselves, which is probably important for all Coriolis. So we'll start up here. We'll do character intros, and I will start with Crystal.
Am I muted? No. Okay. I am playing Cyrus Toyama. She is the engineer of the group, working, scientist. Sort of the brains, I guess, a little bit. She's not very good at speaking engagements, and often makes a fool of herself in that regard. She has a quote unquote secret crush on Saeed. Um, and, uh, right now she's ready to go follow the captain and, retrieve this mole guy that they're after, or whatever it is that they need to do. Although she's maybe not too keen on the idea of killing this guy for unknown reasons. And that's ours.
Excellent. Mike, tell us about Saeed.
Saeed is a first come. Uh, he has a background in the military uh, as a medic, and then eventually became a bodyguard of Amira, and they developed a relationship from there. Um, he is currently having quite a bit of difficulty. I mean, there's this thing that's going back and forth between him. Yes, they need to accomplish these things on this mission, but he's not so sure about, severing a head to get the information. Um, it's kind of hard to be the gunner and at the same time sort of the pseudo medic too. Uh, so, do you kill? Do you heal? Do you let other people sort it out? So it's Saeed.
Excellent. Uh, Nikki, tell us about Amira.
Amira is the captain of the Sacred Oasis, former courtesan, and as Saeed has said, they are like brother and sister, and they're very, very close, as he was her bodyguard and still watches out for her and is like her right hand in a way. And she is also not planning on just going in there and killing this badger-headed creature for the queen until she sees what's really going on. As she knows, there's usually two sides to every story, and she's made mistakes in the past before when she didn't stop to think. So she's not just going to rush in and kill this guy. We're going to investigate the village and see what's going on. And she's really, really wanting to get this done, though, because she is worried about Noor, her niece, and about what's going on with the mystics, and also the lost emissary. And that is Amira.
Excellent. Speaking of running into things, Young, tell us about Ramon.
Raman is the pilot of the Star Freighter Sacred Oasis. He is very brash, and like Daniel has just mentioned, he rushes into things and takes too much risks. However, Amira is a first come, Saeed is a first come, and also Cyrus is a first come. Raman, on the other hand, is a Zenithian. He is a little bit different from the rest in thinking that these creatures really deserve anything less than a treatment as a creature. So he really doesn't have much qualms about just going out there and killing this freak. On the other hand, he has to follow what the rest of the crew does. So he's not gonna just go out there and be merciless about how he approaches these things.
Excellent. Okay, so I'll just recap the little box text that I read right when we ended the last time. You guys had passed through with your you have essentially a guide to get you to this part of the third sphere, as they're calling it. He is a Necra, which is kind of like you've talked to them before. They are semi-intelligences. They are like wolf or hyena, wolf probably closer, men, as is the closest to way to describe them. You've got a little info from him that he was kind of abandoned here or escaped here, after being forced gladiatorial type fights and stuff. But now he works, with Almeida, right, the queen, as one of her guards, along with three of his brothers. But as he brings you through the heavy doors and you go down some hallways, there's lots of split offs and stuff, but you follow him, and you enter into this this market, for lack of a better word. So I'll give you this box text again. Below the steps, you hear growls, yaps, and whining. A group of Skavara, and as you remember from last time, Skavara are basically these like mole-headed creatures, also semi-intelligence. The open hall, supported by door-like beams, thick as shuttles, contain a group of tents reminding a learned traveler of the normal camps on Amido. Blankets, sheets of cardboard, and plastic bags are spread out everywhere, covered with junk. The Skavara scuttle back and forth between the market and the tents. A few slummers, as they call them, people that you had seen, humans essentially that live down here, can also be seen in trading. As noted, when you guys enter, the doors open up. Unlike the other area where it opened up and there was, formal guards, there's no guards here. The door opens and they just kind of look up at you. All the mole people just kind of are like, because they're mole people. And they kind of look. What do you want to do as they're staring at you?
We've I'd like to. They're trading, right? There's like a market.
Yeah, it's a market. Looks like a market, just like you saw in the other place, except this is 90% of these Skavara. So there's probably like a few dozen of them down here. And then in addition to that, there are just like I said, some slummers. It looks like a village, and kind of like the other one does, in the sense there's tents and stuff set up. But like I said, there's no like heavy guard. You don't see anything like pavilion with flags and stuff like that you saw in the other one. But this is much simpler. If you know, since I said it, well, actually you can make a culture check. Everybody can make a culture check who has it at +1.
Character sheet here.
Looks like Cyrus
Roll for
got
mine,
limited
too.
success.
Where's our culture, babe?
Yeah, that's me. I have 2 successes.
Okay, so Cyrus and Amira, you've seen either firsthand or maybe on the bulletin or whatever Skavar encampments on their homeworld, Amido. And this looks like that. They're not encampments that they built, but rather the humans that went there set up encampments and kind of civilized, for lack of a better word, the Skavara, and then of course took advantage of them and brought them to other planets and such for use for whatever they needed them to use for. Oftentimes, just kind of abandoning them when they were done with the projects. So that seems, like a likely story as to how all these Skavara ended up in the cellar of Coriolis space station, because you certainly don't see them in the core or the spire to say that much.
So is this all like old technology?
You see tents. Yeah, I mean it's tents and scraps. They're putting together tents. Nobody here is using anything that's very high tech. I mean, you can see lights hanging and stuff, but I mean, they're not like, there's not like gas engines or anything going. There's no real tech at all, for that matter. So yeah, so you look down upon the camp and you can see them there, and of course, like I said, they definitely look up at you. And if you do not say anything immediately, a Skavara will kind of break away from the group and start trying to communicate with you. They don't have much of a language, and do a lot of their communications through, you would know this through sign language, and just kind of like minor words that they can kind of get out. So if you want to be able to communicate with them, you need to make a culture check at -2.
Okay.
That will allow kind of normal communication. Otherwise, they'll be whatever kind of.
I'll try it.
Anybody with culture can try, but at a -2.
Nope, I did not.
Okay.
I also did not.
Okay.
I also did not.
But I want to try. Oh, okay.
And Raman has no culture. But
Yeah.
Raman,
We know that.
Raman looking at these creatures, like, trying to communicate, he furrows his brows and he goes, I'm glad these badger-headed furballs live down in the cellar. They just have no culture. You know what I mean? And he
Yeah,
looks at you guys.
You are definitely the epitome of culture. You said that they mostly speak in sign language, but do they have a physical language?
So the way that they talk, it is basically a language, but it doesn't have that many words. So to be able to have like a pretty deep conversation with them.
Could I use my gearhead ability to create some kind of communicator?
Like an interpreter?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, kind of like Star Trek or something like that, like a communicator, something that like they could speak into it and it would translate and we would be able to do the same. I mean, it doesn't have to be that advanced, of course, but just, maybe using my computer, I could set up something so that we could talk into my computer and it would synthesize,
Yeah, I mean, you could, and the way that Gearhead works, if I'm remembering right, is you make the test, and then if you succeed, then you'll get a bonus to your check. So you'd basically get to redo your culture check with a bonus. That's how it works. It doesn't automatically work. It gives you a bonus, if I remember it. I looked it up last time.
Okay.
So you could make some kind like that to make the check easier, although you've already checked now, but I'll let you make another check if you want. But it's going to take time to do it. If you want to do that while they're staring at you.
Check, could I give that check to someone else? Like, could I give the check to Amira?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, anybody can use the device, I would imagine.
Okay, so Amira's going to say, I think I might be able to whip something up to help understand them better. And she's going to kind of slowly, she's going to have her hands up and she's going to just like slowly reach down to her computer to like show them her computer, And if they'll let her, she's going to try and like do some work real quick on that.
I mean, it's going to take a while. You have to build something. So, yeah, I mean, they're trying to communicate with you. So they actually, go ahead.
Since
if you're
it's going
praying,
to
you
take
can pray. Yeah.
a while, yeah, I'd like to pray to the traveler. I think that's the culture one.
Okay.
Let's see. Traveler, I need to be able to figure out what's going on. And I will re-roll. There we go. There's one success anyway.
Okay.
Limited.
Yeah. This thing you're working on, though, you can still use it later if you need to communicate with other things. I mean, it's a translator, basically, to work for the rest of the session anyways. If you want to keep building it. Yeah, you start to figure out that they seem to be introducing themselves, and this is actually who you're looking for. This is Al. She is the leader of the group down here, and she is inviting you to trade. This is the open market, and this is the day in which they do their trading. And if you would like to trade, they're always looking for new people. They're trying to grow their community.
Yeah, I look at Saeed and I say, we're not going to do violence to this person.
Yeah. I
We'll
don't
figure
think so.
something else out. Yeah.
Like
By the way, you
children,
would know.
I think.
I mean, I'll say that like you're saying that quietly because you would know that even though they can't, it's not like they're speaking. So, I'm probably not explaining it very well. They're speaking like the human language, but their voices just aren't capable of pronouncing stuff all correctly. So it's like they're speaking another language. It's like having a crazy heavy accent, basically. So the reason why I'm telling you that is because they understand everything you're saying.
Right.
So it's not like it's different. So just so you know that. So
right.
I'll assume you
Well,
whispered that because clearly you would know
yeah,
that.
I probably would just actually
Yeah.
not even say it out loud. I would just look at Saeed and like shake my head. He would know that
Okay.
we're not going to do that.
Yeah, no,
And I
it's
would
fine.
just say
I mean,
yeah.
just so you know that. So if you're talking in front of them, they do understand you. They just
Okay.
can't really express themselves.
I would say thank you for the invitation, Owl. What kinds of things do you trade?
She kind of brings you over. She calls you to come down into the market, and you see that there's lots of these like kind of big plastic tarps that people have laid out as their like trading areas, like what you'd see up in the core or occasionally in the Spire, mostly in the core, where people lay out these very nice rugs with their wares on there. Here they've got these like the plastic tarps, and you immediately notice a few things. Well, there's a lot of stuff that's junk, just like you saw in the other place. There's like random wires and things like that. But you do actually notice a couple things that look like they would have some value, although they're mixed in with the other junk as if like they're just anything. You notice that there's a T-dose. There's a Vulcan carbine clip. And also a gyro driver, which Cyrus would immediately recognize as that is a technology tool.
Nice. Cyrus, is that something we need?
What I know exactly what it does is that like a it sounds like a what am I trying to think of? The little helicopter things.
Yeah, no, I know it's a no, it's not a drone. It's a gyro driver. It's basically like it's just a tool for fixing high tech equipment. So it's like an advanced tool. It would give you a +1 on technology checks if you're trying to like if it's something physical you're trying to repair. I mean, if you're like hacking, it doesn't help you there because that would be data gen. But technology, like it's a way, it's like your computer basically.
I have advanced tools, so
yeah.
like,
But does that give you a +1 in technology?
Advanced tools gives me a +1 something. I don't remember. I don't think with technology. No, I think it only gives me a +1 on like fixing things. So yeah. So I'll say when Cyrus sees it, I'll say like her eyes get like big, and she's like oh my gosh, it's a gyroscopter. Like, oh, I haven't seen one of these in forever, back since my days back on the station, and even then they were pretty rare to run into. You can run a pass circuit relay through one of these babies and zip code line out in quantum bunches.
Sounds useful.
Raman frowns and then he says, But I thought it was a gyro driver. You use it to fasten things in 0G, no?
That that's not what it is, right?
He scratches his head and says, well, it looks useful. Let us get it. How much?
Well, it's a trade.
Right. It's basically a tool. Like it's like a if you were doing a technology check where like you had to like let's say I don't think what you use technology for. If you were trying to like fix the ship, let's say, it would give you a bonus. It's just a technology tool. Kind of like a computer, except the computer gives it to you on datagen, I think. But yeah. It's just an advanced tool. It's not advanced tools, but it's like an advanced tools for technology. So it's generic, basically. Just like everything in the system, everything's kind of abstracted, so it doesn't matter exactly what it is. It's just something that you can use for technology to tests.
He looks at that Scavara and says, what do you wish to have in exchange for that gyro driver?
What have you got on you? I mean, she just looks at you. Have you got anything shiny or fancy?
So this is notes I had from the ship. I just looked at my notes and remember I had it. Cyrus looks through her tool bag and she pulls out a hydro spanner.
Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and test manipulation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like your social skill in this, basically. It doesn't mean you're actually manipulating. It's like a bargaining thing.
Not very good with that. Could I hand it to Amira because I can't be like, hey, can you ask them if they'll trade this?
Absolutely, I can ask them that. If they don't want that, I can pull some more gold thread out of my garment too. They might want that.
And the
The other people want
carbine
it.
clip.
Oh, okay. So that and the carbine clip.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
for the
we might as
one
well
thing?
up it a little bit.
That's asking for a lot.
Yeah.
But you got to know how to make a deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's a proper way to deal, right?
All right.
So go ahead, test manipulation. Yeah, let's see.
Okay.
Gotta check theirs.
Hang on, I gotta get more dice. 10, 11.
Bad when you gotta get more dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on, I only got 53. I need like 56.
Yeah. Give me 35, 56. 1, 2. I have no two successes there.
Okay. Oh, what happened there? I guess it didn't do it right anyways.
Failed.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't it supposed to tell you if you got it? Gave me a total instead of.
You forgot to put the alligator mouth.
Oh, you got to put the amount. There we go. I mean that roll holds. I just want to make sure it's working. Yeah. Okay. All right. If in the case, yeah. So yeah, sure. She looks and yeah, she'll take the trade.
Okay.
Yeah. The
Well,
the clip, the carbine clip.
Yep.
Or
Tell
it is
hand to
loaded.
sign
Actually,
it.
you can see that, and also the gyro driver. So
which I will hand to Ramon and or Cyrus, whichever one would like it.
Cyrus would definitely like it.
Does our clip have the special shells in it?
it does.
Aha!
Nice.
So then she's like showing the rest of this. She's got lots of other like stuff, wires and like a breaker box cover and like a half broken bottle of shampoo.
I do have a question. Now that we're here and actually talking to her, what is Frax? How is Frax reacting?
Frax is just kind of standing back by the door. Kind of, he's doing that thing where he's leaning on the door like this,
Okay.
watching you.
All right. Going to say, Owl, before we came here, we passed through a different camp. Have you had dealings with the Queen?
Oh, she's nice.
She's nice.
Ooh, why is it so itchy? He takes out his hand and starts scratching his index finger on his right hand. And then he puts it down, and his hand hangs low next to the holster.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Ramon.
Say,
No.
I'll kind of look at him too.
Yeah.
Like, let's not be too itchy.
Yeah, Cyrus 3.
I must be
keep
allergic to something here.
Yeah, keeping in mind too that Emir is the only one that understands this creature. Like the rest of you don't have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I would just, shake my head at Ramon slightly, like, not so itchy. They don't have fleas. That's insulting.
And
Okay.
again, they
How do I wanna say this?
they understand English, of course.
Yep.
So she will say to you that she wanted to join camps together, but the Queen says the competition is healthy.
Is that what she said?
Yes, and that it looks like that she's been allowing some of her people to come because she points out very proudly that there's a few slummers that are dealing.
Okay. Well, that's very noble of you to want to join camps. And I think that's smart, considering you never know what could happen down here or pretty much anywhere on the station.
Yes, it can be dangerous. Are you? She kind of, you can tell she's looking at you, and she's kind of over and says, "You're new to the cellar. You don't look like." You kind of look around, you see how everybody looks. They're dirty, and has all old stuff and beat up. And she says, "Are you with the smugglers?"
No, I'm not with the smugglers, but I am looking for them.
Oh, good. They are bad.
Yes, I agree. They are very bad. They've taken something precious. What do you know about the smugglers?
I know where they are, and that they kill people without a second thought. My friend was killed a week ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's awful. It's always very, very difficult to lose a friend. Very, very difficult.
Yes. Yes, it is dangerous down here.
Do you know if the other camp is working with the smugglers?
Well, we all must do what we must do to survive.
That's true.
I
I have done that myself.
I believe that the Queen gives them passage below, avoiding the graveyard.
The graveyard. What is the graveyard?
She kind of tries to change her voice pitch a little bit, thinking maybe that she didn't pronounce it correct, and she just says graveyard.
Avoiding the graveyard.
And she's like, mimicking like
An actual graveyard then. It's not She probably would understand euphemism. It's not a word for something else.
Graveyard is where they bury bodies. She seems
Yes.
questioning the word bury, of course, being the Charles spaceship.
Well, where they store them anyway. Why would you want to avoid the graveyard?
Aren't you interested in this? And she holds up the. Oh, she actually has 2 T doses.
T doses.
2 of the T doses. Yeah, T doses are. They're like an M dose, but they're T's. Can't remember exactly the difference. There is a difference, though. I'll find out right now.
Okay.
There's some kind of a healing thing. Oh, it's a +2, I think, versus the M dose, which is +1. Does that make sense? That's to first aid, or whichever Medicare to check. She's got 2 of them.
Oh. I'll say, why, well, yes, and I will snip some gold thread out of my dress and say, would this be enough?
She kind of looks you up and down. And she says, I cannot leave the cellar.
No. I was asking about the Tito's, if it was enough to pay for the.
I cannot leave the cellar, but I want to.
Oh. Oh. You'd like passage.
Passage. Yes.
You know, it probably would be best for you to leave the cellar, but I've not seen anyone like you above, and I probably haven't ever, right, in my time
No,
on
definitely,
Coriolis.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
This kind of creature, if it was up top at all, it would be, in like a indentured servant type, like a pet, basically. It would be treated like an animal.
Okay. So what I will say is, and I don't want to insult you, I would take you with me, but you would have to act like my servant at least for a minute until I could get you somewhere safe.
Okay. Make a manipulation.
Okay. And I look at Saeed like, what do you think? Although he doesn't understand what I'm saying, does he? Never mind.
Well, he understands
I
what
was
you're
gonna say,
saying. Not
I have no idea what
Yeah.
you're saying.
he understands what you're saying, just not what they're saying.
They're saying.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because you're speaking English or whatever language it is.
I'm hearing the half conversation.
I think
Uh.
what she's saying is that she's going to offer her passage.
Like I can offer anybody passage right now. One. I only have 1 success.
Frax might have a problem with that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
Is Frax listening to all this?
he's not standing right next to you, but he's watching you. He's but maybe like 20 meters away, leaning against the wall, just kind of looking at y'all. She says, or if you have a ship where the smugglers are, there is, well, not easy, but possible way off with a ship. They come with ships.
The smugglers come with ships.
Yes.
Ships? As soon as Amira mentioned ships, Raman's eyes nearly pop out. It's like, there is a docking station nearby?
You would know that no, there's not. I mean, there's no legal way to park this low on the station. That's for sure. And they're saying to go lower. but clearly they're smugglers. So
Okay. So you went
she
off the
says to you,
station.
yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You would like to leave the station on a ship?
Yes.
Do you have any skills that would... Have you ever been on a ship before? Were you brought here from Amido? Or Amido, whatever.
I am no, no. I am smart.
Yes, you are.
What is she saying, Said or Cyrus? Do you understand what she's saying?
I'll say, can you wait 1 second, Owl, while I talk to my friends?
Yeah, she says sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. Before you go, because she doesn't want you to talk to him without making her point first. She says, I can bring you to the smugglers and avoid the beast. And then she turns and goes and starts making another deal while you walk away.
Probably the beast in the graveyard. Okay. All right, I'm going to go back and tell them everything she said.
Okay. I mean, I'm assuming you guys are all basically close together. Frax is still looking at you.
Yeah, I
Right.
know he is.
Yeah.
You can look. I'll just...
He's got
But
his, he's
Amira,
got his
Said, and
cards.
Cyrus, we all know that it is impossible for these creatures to be up on the docks. They'll be spotted immediately. How do we get them out of here?
I
Well,
think we
that's
could
why I
load
was...
them on a shuttle.
That's why I was suggesting that she act as my servant or pet even. Although that's insulting to her, I think.
Well, I am certain that she is used to such a treatment because that is how they were brought here.
True. We do have a
Right.
slight problem.
She does want to leave just by herself, no? She's not going to bring the rest of her friends and family.
So far, she hasn't said that.
I hope not.
She claims to be able to take us to the smugglers and avoid the beast, she called it. And she also talked about avoiding the graveyard. So I'm
Bit
just
more
assuming.
straightforward than what the Queen has been with us.
Yes, and I'm sorry, Ramon, because I know you're Zenithian, but the Queen is hegemony and.
Enough with the hegemony. I mean, I've spent 2 years with you, firstborn, and you tolerate me just fine.
Yeah, well, there's hegemony, and then there's Zenithians, and then there's Zenithian, and there's actual hegemony people.
I do understand where you come from. I do not like her attitude, that queen, all high and mighty, calling her your highness and such. I just do not feel very well when I have to deal with people like that.
But we
Too
need
much
to.
culture.
But we need to bring Frax around, I suppose, because he's not going to just let us leave with this creature, right?
Do you think he has any family or friends back there? Our friend Frax?
Well, I think he has 3 brothers, or at least what he calls his brothers.
He would probably want to bring his brothers, otherwise they would be persecuted if they're left behind.
Well, I don't know if we can convince him to come. I meant like bring him around to not, trying to kill us for not doing what we say we were going to do, or implied we were going to do, because I never said I would do it.
I will trust you on this, Captain.
All right.
I love it when the captain says, "Oh God."
Well,
I trust you, Captain. Oh God.
This is a very fine tightrope that we're gonna have to walk here, all of us. So
It's funny, like every single game, Nikki. It's like we trust your character implicitly. Nikki's like, you need to stop trusting me.
yeah, I don't know why you do that. I always get you in trouble. But no, it's fine. There's just a tightrope we're gonna have to walk, right? Right, darling? And I look at Saeed.
Yep. But we can do it.
And I am I right? Am I assuming I'm just assuming my crew. That you're all with me that we're not going these badger people, they're not obviously not just beasts, and the queen is a little shady, correct? You agree?
I do not like the queen, but there are a whole lot of people down there, and they're Zenithians, much like I am.
Oh yes, no, I'm not talking about like hurting them or anything. I wanted to make sure we're all on the same page that we
Yeah, that we're
Yeah.
trying to bypass them completely.
exactly.
I do understand, but you understand that we will be making an enemy of that faction. They may be hunting us down.
One more for the
True.
pot.
Thank you, Cyrus.
That's true. But they're down here, and we're not going to stay down here. And if they try to hunt us up there, well, then they can try.
Well, it
Besides,
may be a bit risky move, but
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was wondering, the queen just simply wants her out of the way, yes, and he gestures to the Skivara.
That's
If that
true. Yes.
if that is the case, then perhaps you could cuff her and take her before the queen and say that you are taking her as your slave and that you will be taking her off the station.
I got a feeling if we bring her before the queen, she's going to kill her right there.
Yeah.
Yes, but I've seen Namira talk people into strange things before.
Fair.
True, but I can usually do one person at a time, and there's quite a few people. And if
It-
the Nectra take it into their heads to, I can't do that with them.
The queen simply wishes their leader to be out of there so that they would remain disorganized. If that's the case, then why not simply take her out of the station? I don't see why the queen would disagree with that.
I mean,
I think we should just
yeah,
take her out of the station without telling the queen what we're doing.
yeah, because the queen seems like such a reasonable person.
Right? Who wears that color
Yes.
eyeshadow in this frankly?
Exactly.
Yes, for
The
sure.
lighting down here is horrible.
Like I know I'm not all girly and everything, but even I know that eyeshadow is so last season.
Yep. I think we should try to avoid. I see where you're coming from, Ramon, but I think we should try to avoid going back to the queen if we can. If Frax will, if we can. I mean, he doesn't get involved in politics, but if we can try to just tell him that we're just going to take. Well,
Normally,
deal with Frax. Frax needs to be dealt with.
normally I would simply say, let's go through whichever way is the shortest. But in this case, if we have a whole bunch of Zenithians after us, I do not feel comfortable raising my pistol against them.
No, and they would all. Most of them would be innocents in a sense, you know. I don't really want to hurt a bunch of people. I just don't want to hurt this owl either.
Hmm.
Like I said, a tightrope. But we can do this.
And as far as enemies go, I mean, I think no matter what we do, we're going to make enemies, and I would rather, I'd rather make enemies of people that are on the wrong, that I feel are on the wrong side of, you know,
Are you
these
saying
kind of
that the
fights.
Zenithians are on the wrong side? Most of the people on Coriolis Station are Zenithians.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't approve of how these people are being treated.
Yeah, why are you
Well-
making this a Zenithian thing?
Yeah,
This is more,
like
I
if
don't
she
know.
were first come and acting the way she acts, I would feel the same way.
I mean, Skivara or Skivara, they're creatures. I don't know. I mean, that is the way that I see it, and I do not understand why this has to be so complicated.
They talk. They're sentient.
Mm-hmm.
Very barely. I don't know.
Still.
Perhaps you speak the language, but only thing that I'm hearing is just bunch of growls and little gestures. I don't even understand what they're saying.
I think, therefore I am.
Ramon, I understand a little bit where you're coming from, but I think it's a feature of how their anatomy is formed. Why you can't understand them? I don't think it's a matter of they don't have the capacity. It's just they don't have the actual physical structures that we do to talk.
Hmm.
And trust me, in my line of work, my former line of work, I've dealt with humans that were much more creature-like than this.
Hmm.
Well, perhaps you're right, but so long, I will go with your plan, as always. But I just keep my fingers crossed that we do not make enemies of innocent people, not creatures.
Yeah. I'll do my best. Okay, I just wanted to make sure, we were all mostly okay with this and thought this was the right thing to do before I say yes. Okay. Now, how do we do it?
Well, I mean,
Well,
you could do your magic talkie thing to guard guy over there, and if that doesn't work, then Saeed and I will hog tie him.
He's a nectar. I don't know if it will work on him.
We have killed a few nectars in the past. I mean, I hate to say it, but we have to get our hands bloody one way or another.
Here, you keep going. It's gonna go.
Yes, but then if we kill this Nectra, we know we'll have 2 Nectra hunting us.
3.
3.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely don't want to kill him. I mean, like I said, can't we just like hog tie him, leave him here?
I need to talk to Owl.
Yeah.
And see if the route takes us past the Queen or not. Because if we don't have to go back there, then that is a viable thing, is to kind of just incapacitate Frax somehow and run.
Yeah, I'm wondering, I mean, what if we just take Frax with us?
We certainly could. We could ask him. He seemed reasonable for a Nectra.
Exactly. I mean,
So-
he's just waiting for us to kill her.
Well, if I ask him, then he'll probably try to kill me. But if the captain asks him, I'm quite certain that he would follow us.
Yeah, no, I don't think we ask him. I think we just go and do it.
Yeah, let's just do it.
And at a certain point, he'll go, I don't think so.
Well,
And then
always
we'll
the man of
go.
action. I like
And
what you're
then-
saying, Said.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I talk to Owl then? Because I need to ask her if we have to go by the Queen.
Yeah.
The Queen's camp.
Are you asking me? Yeah, of course. She's
Yeah.
back there. She's got her tarp out and she's making some deals with some slumbers for some looks like they're like some kind of screws or something. She's dealing.
Okay. When she's done, I would like to just say,
Yeah, she basically is. She gets some. She makes a deal for some screws, or she's trying to make the deal for the screws, and she's trying to trade this like medallion that she has, but they're not having it, so they leave with their screws, and she turns around to you, looking a little sad, and she. And she says, so, we go?
we can go, but do we have to pass by the Queen's encampment in order to get to avoid the graveyard and the beast to get to the smugglers?
No, we can't avoid the graveyard or the labyrinth, but I know how to get through. So we will avoid the beast.
Oh, the labyrinth.
Well, that's where the beast lives, they say. In the darkness.
Okay.
Would you like this? And she holds up the medallion.
Oh, please. It's free. It's a sign of friendship. I will take it.
If you reach for it, she kind of looks at you. She pulls it back, and she
Sure, you
points at
have
your
to-
turban. She's like,
What is she saying? She wants my turban?
she touches the head.
She wants your turban for the medallion. You have to trade here, Ramon.
Oh, now my finger's getting really itchy. And he shrugs and says, yes, come to think of it, we do not owe the queen anything because we haven't gotten anything. So if we were to just simply disappear or take this Skavara out of here, I do not think she would be holding anything against us.
Oh, I think she will, but I can't worry. Somebody's going to. As you said, we're going to make enemies somehow. And I like this one better than her.
Very well. Well, I'm ready for this graveyard or wherever.
Would you like to make the trade?
Did we get the tea doses, by the
yeah,
way? I offered the thread for them. Oh no, she wants to leave.
No, oh no, she'll give you the tea doses for your guarantee of her passage out of here, and she'll guide you for that.
Okay. Yeah.
However, if you prefer to not take the tea doses and you want the medallion instead, she has the options.
No, tea doses are fine. Sorry, Ramon, I interrupted you.
Raman points at the tea doses. For that, I shall trade this. And he points at the turban. But for that, the pendant, he says, no way.
Okay, she takes that deal even though she already had a better deal, and she hands Amira the pendant for the transportation and hands the tea doses to Saeed. Not Saeed, I'm sorry, Ramon. Yeah.
Nice.
So now you have 2 tea doses and the medallion, which actually test culture.
All right. I shall. Ooh. Two sixes.
Ooh. This is it's a small metal medallion, and it has the Foundations symbol, which is a stylized galaxy. This is a connection between the Martyr Warriors and Kua.
Oh.
Which, of course, is the planet that's below Coriolis Space Station.
Yes, where I come from.
Yep.
Nice. I actually kind of like this now.
Mm-hmm. The Foundations medallion. She only makes the best deals. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'll put that in my little bag.
Yeah, they are archaeologists. Actually, isn't the Foundation? Hold on, who's your nemesis? Aren't they part of the Foundation?
Nemesis
No,
is
your
we
nemesis.
have
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you were thinking about having this person as your nemesis. That's why that would have been funny, actually. So they're not connected to the. I'm sorry, they're not connected to the martyrs. Obviously, I kind of said that in one big sentence. But she basically says that she tells you that she got it from the smugglers. So, I mean, the Foundation is based is on Coriolis itself, on Core itself, I should say.
Yeah. Yep,
So
yep.
you know that's a connection there.
Yeah.
So I kind of put 2 things together for you without have let you do it yourself. So sorry. Yeah. So they're down on the. That's what I get from reading the module where it says now they know. It's like, do they know though? I should have, but you would have figured it out.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah,
Portal archaeology.
she's willing to go. Yep, she grabs her plastic tarp and she kind of looks around and like distributes some of like the junk that's on it to some of her Skavara colleagues. Then she kind of picks it up and wraps it around herself like a big cloak, and then takes from underneath one of the like bad things that she had. She pulls out. She actually has a gun belt with a Vulcan pistol on it, and she wraps it around the thing. So now she's wearing like a giant plastic bag, and a pistol.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think,
and she says, and of course, at
go
this
ahead.
point, you look over and Frax is now looking at you with a very curious face.
Do we just go and think he follows us, or do we go talk to him, Saeed?
I do not think he's stupid. Maybe I should go and speak to him.
Better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Mm-hmm. I
say we
completely
go.
agree with that sentiment. Let's
Okay.
just get out of here.
Unless you want
Okay.
to talk to him, Ramon.
I do.
Yeah, you
Raman
go
just
talk to him, Ramon.
Raman just walks up to him
Don't
and
shoot
puts
him.
puts his
Wait.
hand on his shoulder and says, "What's his name again?"
On the
Frax.
necklace, on the Nectra's shoulder. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nectra's shoulder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with his
yeah.
dog head, he kind of looks at your.
Yeah.
Frax. I
Frax,
do
yeah.
like you. You're a good guy. And we have finally found a solution, my friend. The queen wants this Skivara gone, and we shall take her out of Coriolis station. She's as good as dead.
You realize that if I go back there without her head, she'll have my head.
Well, what do you want? You want to come along with us?
He kind of looks around at the place. It's all these slummers that are dirty and trading and bolts and wire and stuff. And he looks
And
at
then
you
he
guys
says-
that are kind of finely dressed and with good weapons and everything. And he says, "I'll come with you." And yeah,
Good choice, my friend.
yeah, okay.
And Raman goes back to Amira, and he says, "Well, it seems like we have another passenger on the ship."
It's good.
Good job, Ramon. Okay.
Yeah,
Ramon.
Frax will come up and he'll say to you, to Amira, because he knows Amira's the captain. He'll say, "I can't stay on the Coriolis space station. Once we've done what you're here to do, I'm going to need passage to the planet side."
That's fine. I'm sure Ramon will be happy to ferry you down there. He loves to fly the ship.
Any chance that we could travel out around the third horizon? I am happy.
Okay, so now we have a Skavara and an extra.
Yes, you do. Yep, yeah,
I think
Frax.
Amira's sister's name is Yuna. Okay. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got Al, the Skavara.
Yep.
She is going to guide you. Of course, between Frax knows, just like what she knows, that the Queen has like a secret passage that leads past the graveyard, but obviously you'd have to go back through the Queen's area, so that's not going to fly if you're trying to,
Yeah.
not kill.
No, yeah,
Al.
we're trying to be as clandestine as possible.
Yeah.
So,
Yes,
no.
you'll need to go through the
Okay.
graveyard.
Lead on, Al.
All right, yeah. She gets down, sniffs around, and starts moving forward. You know that they have an incredibly strong sense of smell. She does tell you as you're walking, that she'll like go out in front, to kind of clear the path and then come back and get you. So not to be worried that she consistently will like run out and then come back. She does tell you that that you need to go a slightly longer way than a direct path, because the eyes that guard the area where the smugglers are, one of the eyes is closed, and that's a better way to go, so they don't see you.
One of the eyes is closed.
Yeah, the eyes, so they don't see you. Because eyes.
Well, yes, I know what you mean. I just what do you mean?
I think perhaps they're mentioning the cameras, the surveillance system. It may be
good.
it may be malfunctioning.
Yeah,
For
so
not
she
liking
nods.
these creatures, you're certainly picking up on their language.
Well, Amira said it.
Yeah, I said it.
Amira did say it out loud. Yeah. She nods. Yeah, that you're exactly right. That she just couldn't say the word. They can't say
Alright,
camera.
I agree. We could go that way. We are in
Alright.
your hands, Al.
Okay, well, she will start to lead the way. So, the Slumber Cemetery is basically this series of hallways. It may have been dormitories for the original workers that built the Coriolis space station. It may have been, maybe hospitals. Who knows? But it's basically this series of kind of twisting hallways that and levels where stairs and such. All the elevators are down. Of course, there's no power really. Just like in the rest of the cellar, there's like flickering lights here and there. But there's basically, as you go past, you see room after room, small rooms. As you kind of look in, you can see that they're very small rooms. You smell rot in there. You also smell like excrement in some of the rooms. You see lots of kind of what look to be idols of the various icons that seem to be formed from whatever scrap they could build them out of. Some of the walls, like the doors to these rooms, are marked with names. Sometimes there's small like epithets or poems on them as you're kind of moving your way through this kind of dark area. But what you do notice, it's very different than the rest of the places. As much as it has this kind of rotten smell and almost, like I said, like a smell of like excrement, the hallways look basically clean, unlike the other places where you've gone. That like they're not stripped. Like you don't see all these like wires dangling down and stuff. It looks like actually this place is untouched from the scavenging. You do eventually encounter, but of course you have two people that know them here, so you're fine. A man, a very, very, very old man. He is. You notice as you come around that there's some lanterns that are lit, kind of ceremonial lanterns. And as you're following the path where the lanterns are, you actually see this old man who is lighting them. He turns, looks at you. He sees, of course, Owl and kind of nods. And continues doing what he's doing. He seems to be talking to himself and praying as you kind of scoot past him down into the depths of the cemetery. How big this area is or how much of it is full is really hard to really know as you're kind of moving through it. But being led, of course, is a much simpler fashion than if you did not get a guide. So luckily for you, you're in a pretty good space. So in order to get through the labyrinth, there are 4 tests that you have to make. So I'll let you, because there's 4 of you, you guys can decide. The first is an area that needs to be cleared. Large pieces of machinery have fallen and blocking the area. You'll need to kind of push a way through it or move some things around to get through it in order to go the short way and not get close to the beast, as the Scavara says. That will be a test of force. So each of you is going to get to make 1 test and only 1. So who wants to make the force test?
That's not me.
Let's see. With my arm, I get a +1. I have a 1, and then that's a strength. So I have a total of 6. Does anyone have more than 6?
No.
No.
I have strength of 3, and Rahman steps up and he says, "I will do this."
My force total is 6. Is your force total greater than 6?
No, I mean it's 3. Total is 3. And Rahman,
So-
Rahman is not the
Rahman.
strongest guy, but he steps up to the plate and says,
No,
"Don't worry,
no,
I will
Ramon,
do this."
no, Ramon. And Cyrus taps on her robot arm.
Yes, we may need you for something else, Ramon. We don't want you to strain your back. Let
Yeah.
Cyrus do this.
He hangs his head low and he looks completely dejected.
Oh, you have your talents lie elsewhere, darling. And she'll
Yeah.
pat him on the arm.
It's not about you. Honestly, you're far capable in other areas.
Well, it's always
he
about
shrugs.
Ramon.
Shrugs.
Cyrus steps up and she kind of is stretching out her arm. She looks back at the group and is like, "Any of you have any oil?" Kind of jokingly. And then she will take her robot arm and try and force this thing open.
Nice. Give me a force test. Oh yeah, nice. 2 with 2. Yeah, pretty easily you're able to move enough of this debris away to make this passage clear so that you can be further from the beast, as Skavar Owl tells you.
I'll say she like reaches out and like picks up just this big brick that like no one else could have done, and like just like with her one robot arm just like tosses it back behind the group, and it like lands inside a corridor or something.
Raman, you hear Raman whisper, fiberglass.
That's right. Nice. All right, good. Yeah, so you guys moving further down the through the space. When you come to an area where Al tells you, he says, this area is around this corner. There is a large fan. One of you must jump through with perfect timing. When you're on the other side, you can turn it off temporarily. So this will be a dexterity check.
Raman steps up again.
What's your dex?
I shall do this. Dex is... Hold on a second.
What's your agility index?
Yeah, agility is 5.
Yeah.
Better than me.
I got
Ramon is
an
really good at
8
that.
plus 2 total.
Anyway.
10? Wow, nice.
What's your total dexterity, Herman?
5.
Robot, yeah. Not yet. Your time will come.
He's going to volunteer for everything.
Mhm.
You will.
Yep.
Okay.
But I think
All right.
Saeed.
All you got to do is make it through, Saeed. Just so you know, if you do not, then you'll have to, once again, you'll have to go the other way. You can get around it, but it's going to put you closer to the beast. You don't want to be close to the beast.
Right. Let's not
Because the beast
close
is
to
the beast.
The last challenge is going to be a pilot challenge.
Oh, I
Oh, nice.
just make it.
You hear the fan blade chink off your armor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you jump through and you like, but luckily because you have your armor on, yeah, exactly. There's no everybody sees like a spark, and then you see Saeed stand up on the other side, and you can see the area where you can kind of throw the temporary halt switch. Basically, what you're doing is you're throwing the reverse on, and when you do it, you know how a fan does that, like spins the other way, that stops for a second, then it goes back. But that will give enough
Okay.
time for everybody to run through. Oh, well done.
I'll sit there and play with the switch.
Yeah, you gotta
Sorry,
do it a few times to get through.
Cyrus will look at Saeed's armor and say, I think I can get the chink out of that. Thought I was going to have to build you one of my arms for a minute. And she like pats his back.
Oh, that was close. But hey, you're still going to work on those boots for me, right? The magnetic boots?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well done as always, darling. And she'll pat Saeed's arm.
Nice.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that great. I just made it.
But next time we have to jump through a fan, I shall do it then.
You go right ahead.
Okay. So this next area is quite often patrolled by slummers who have no affiliation with any of these villages, and they're even reported to be cannibals. So somebody, it's pretty easy to get through, except for it's a very small, it's like a crawling through a small tunnel area. So somebody's got to kind of keep guard to the last second and make sure that nothing comes, because if you get caught in that tunnel, you're basically going to be screwed. So that'll be an observation test.
Okay, Ramon.
It's either
What's your
Rahman or Amira. Rahman's going to volunteer again.
During
Well,
the
I will
past,
do it. What's your observation?
during the past couple of years that you've spent with Raman, he has missed many occasions, things that are fairly obvious. But this time again, Roman says, I will make sure, I'll stand guard and make sure that nothing catches us.
Okay, so I'm assuming that means you're not good at it. I'm not the best at it, but I do have a six total, so I will
What's
do
your
it.
total, Young?
He doesn't
He's not
want
gonna tell you.
Ramon, the next one. Okay, buddy? Come on. Cyrus like takes Ramon's hand and like gently like begins to pull him towards the tunnel.
All right, I'm rolling it. I'll say I'll keep a lookout. Everybody, go. And I will pray to the icon.
All right.
To the gambler.
To the gambler.
Say, keep us away from this beast. And keep us away from cannibals. Yes, there we go. There's one. Just one, but there was one.
One's good enough. Yep, you actually you hear them coming almost in a time that you think is too late. And you just scurry through as quickly as you can. Luckily, everybody's been through already, and there's that tense moment where you're like in the tunnel itself, like waiting, and you see the feet walk by slowly. Then they stop there, and you're like, oh god. And then you smell smoke, and they're just like lighting a cigarette, and then they turn and they walk away, and you're able to get through. All right. So Owl looks at the group now, and she says, we're getting as close as we ever will to the beast at this point. We must be incredibly, incredibly quiet. Whoever is the most skilled at sneaking should take the lead here and get us through. This is actually an infiltration test, which I actually think Ramon is good at.
Yeah.
It's the one thing he's good at.
Ramon finally says, once again says, I will make sure that no one catches us. I'll make sure
It's
that...
your turn to shine, darling.
Yeah. And without further ado, he hops into the task.
Oh my gosh.
Nice. You see?
Very good.
Told
Oh,
you
yeah.
your time was coming.
Yeah, this was it. Oh, man, I really wanted him to do one of the other ones. Just because it would have been funny because I knew infiltration was going to be the last one, and I knew that you were good at that. Each time you're like, I'll do this one. And I'm like, oh, man, infiltration's your deal.
I
Awesome.
don't know. Young gets so lucky with his he rolls crits almost every time. So
Well, he only rolls a few things he's good at.
yeah, fair. So
All right, yeah. So you're moving through the what's considered the labyrinth, and oh, good for you. Okay, you actually come through at the other side, and the owl kind of breathes a sigh and says, "We are through. We're past the labyrinth. You must still be cautious as your smuggler's base is near." So as you're coming down this corridor, which is now kind of definitely a lower part of the ship, you can feel, or if you remember this before. Oh, actually, I didn't remember it, so I won't say anything. Because actually, you guys were supposed to be negative on some of those tests because of the fact that the gravity's messed up. But anyways, one of them being dexterity, so Saeed might not have made it. But I didn't realize until now, so it's fine. So just keep in mind that you guys are negative on your dexterity, unless you have the low G or whatever training, which you might have. I don't know. I know that Ramon has it. 0G training or whatever it's called. See, I'll tell you the three things just in case they come up in the next. You guys are making good progress. -1 in dexterity, melee combat, and force. Also force, but you would have been fine still anyways because you got 2 successes. Anyways, yeah, you guys make your way down, and she tells Amir, because Amir's the only one that can really understand. Oh, did you want to? I mean, I assume with all that time that you guys were talking, you had time to finish your device. If you want to make a check there, Cyrus, if you
Well-
want to use that device.
Well, the gearhead says that it's a limited one-time use. Like it's supposed to be a specific. So, I mean, like, but we had a communicator, so I don't like. I mean, Amir
so you didn't use
succeeded
it.
in communication. Yeah,
Oh, that's fine.
like because I don't.
Okay.
I don't think I could make it and then we could use it in another place. Is what I'm saying. Like
No,
I
you
think
would be able
it's-
to use it one time right now, because you haven't
Oh,
used
okay.
it yet. I guess that's right.
Okay,
You can use the one time.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and try.
If you want to communicate with this creature, if not, you don't have to use it. I'm just saying you don't.
Oh, okay,
You
yeah.
always wait. Yeah.
Awesome. No, I'll go ahead and I'll try it.
You can
Okay.
use it now or do it whenever you.
So on my advanced tools, it actually does say that it gives me a +1 to technology, but it also talks about like repair, but it says +1 to technology.
Okay, so it's the same thing as the. So now you have two things to
So
do that.
does that stack?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. So technology roll. Oh my gosh. Like
Yeah.
I have an 11. And I can't like I'm rolling 11 like okay. So yeah, I'm going to pray.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to pray.
Wow, yeah,
That
look all
was
the ones you
5
got. Holy
ones.
cow.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, I'm
Young
gonna
took all the
start
good
rolling-
rolls.
I'm going to
Yeah.
start
Oh my
rolling
God.
physical die. I'm going to start rolling physical die. This thing hates me.
Wow, that's
Roll
again.
20s.
I'm just curious. Just do it again.
Okay.
I've definitely had that. Oh, those rolls are better though. There you go. You got one there. Yeah, I've had that happen to roll 22, where like I just
Yeah,
Like,
it
everything
has
is
to
just
be roll
garbage.
20. I cannot. I mean, because there's no way. Like I
Yep.
can't believe
Well,
that if
there
I
is.
roll
I've had that
11
happen too.
physical die, that I would get 0 successes.
well,
Like I'm
it's
gonna
possible.
try it.
The
mean,
odds
it's
of you
possible.
having 22 rolls and getting 0-6, that's just incredible.
Yeah,
I'll let you know in
so-
a second what.
I looked it up on any dice because I was curious, and on
Well, that-
10d6, I have a 32% chance to get at least 1 6.
Right, but the thing is though, if you look at the first roll, you got like 6 ones. So like, what's the chance of
Yeah.
that too? So it is pretty extreme. That was an extreme roll. But in any
Yeah.
case, the reason why this might be relevant, although you can't, I guess you could do it through interpretation, is that Al will tell you or point out to you where this eye is that's out.
Okay.
It's basically at the end of the corridor, and she kind of points out, and you can all see him what you see. This is basically exactly what Ramada thought. This corridor has a whole bunch of cameras. Well, I guess I can actually show you since you know which one's out because you made the deal. So let me show you the map. Because I was like, man, I can't show you the map because it tells you which cameras are out. But I guess you know that, so let me just set it up so you can see it. Let's move you onto the map. I'm assuming it's black for you, right? If I did it right.
Yep.
Let's go down. Okay, so you're in this corridor, which I'm going to open up for you right now.
By the way, I think the odds are like 1.8%.
That's crazy.
That's yeah. I mean, but again, you're just picking that number because it could be any number, right? It's like the fact that you got that many 5s is also weird. But yeah, I've had that happen though a bunch of times on Roll20 where it's like all of a sudden like you can't hit anything. Okay, no, it's that hard to show you all that. Okay, so basically you can see it says 3. That 3 just is the hallway. 17, all those 17s are cameras. You can kind of see their field of view. 19 at the bottom there is the camera that is out. So you're coming from this direction. And 18, which is the other thing that's not a camera, that's up here, is actually a ventilation, which you can probably see, I guess. So actually the camera's there, and there's also like an access panel. If you want to try to manipulate the cameras with technology or whatever, you could probably do that, or maybe data gen. I gotta check it. I think it's technology though.
Yeah, I could try that.
Yeah, let me just tell you
All
what
right,
it is.
I'm rolling physical dice this time.
That's fine.
Do I get my computer as a bonus?
Hold on. Let me see if it's datagen or if it's technology. Is computer is technology bonus? That's so weird. Why isn't it datagen bonus? That is weird. I mean, that's just a weird.
Yeah.
You've been using it for technology, but it just feels like a computer would be datagen because,
Yeah.
like, that's what you use a computer for. Like, technology to me is not that, but whatever. I didn't make the game, so. Let me just see what's out. It specifically tells you what to roll here, so I just want to say, okay, security system. Okay, you can make a successful technology. Okay, so at -2, or datagen at -3.
Could I assist Cyrus with technology?
Yeah, if you have technology, you could assist and give her 1 extra die.
Sure.
And of course, your computer, if it gives you technology, that will work. Or you could also use the tools or whatever that you got.
All right, so I got 10 and 11 for my tool, and then 12 for Ramon helping me, but then it's at a -2, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so I got a total of 10, and I'm going to be rolling physical dice this time. See if this makes any kind of difference.
I love that sound.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, I got 1 success.
Okay. Okay. So with 1 success, I'm trying to find the computer at all. To see how it gives you a bonus, but whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, 1 success. Let's see. The sensors coverage areas overlap. The only way for them to pass unnoticed is datagen at -2. Okay.
If I need to pray for more, I will.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because it says, okay, this is what it says. The only way for the PCs to pass them unnoticed is to hack them without interrupting the feed, and then program a sensor loop, which is what you'd be doing. Requires a technology at -2. Oh, I see. No, a critical success. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, what it says is critical success or prior knowledge from the 3rd sphere, which you have both. Well, we have prior knowledge. Also gives them knowledge of how to move past the camera without being seen. But then what does a regular success do? That's so weird. Like, do you need a critical success? I think that's what it's saying. You need a critical or prior knowledge, which you do have because you have it from the thing. So I'm going to say 1 success is enough. If you want to hack into it more, you can try for a critical, but otherwise you can get past those cameras. And you would know that there's a door. I mean, you can see it right here. I guess if you hack into it, you could like get into like other cameras and stuff like that. That's what you'd be able to do. You would know that. You'd be able to get more information about where they are, because you know that over here, right in the darkness, you know this area is some kind of a hangar, but you don't know what's in there. If you want to try for a critical success, so you would need 2 more 6s. Then you can get information about the hangar itself. Otherwise, you can just get past the cameras, and then however you want to deal with it.
Can I say like I can definitely get us past it, but if with a little more probing, I might be able to do better and see what the group thinks.
I don't think so, because you're in the middle of the test, so it's either you just go, I've almost got it, icons help me, or you don't. I think that's an individual thing. You can't really.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say, messenger, help me out here. I need a win.
Nice. Daniel likes his darkness points.
Yeah. 2 6s.
2 more?
No,
Okay,
three,
so that's critical.
3 more.
Yeah, 3 more. Okay, so that's definitely a crit. Okay, so with that, you can get past these things. Not only that, you can loop the cameras, so you can kind of freely walk into the hallway. But also you can see into the hangar, and what you see is cameras are out here, so I'm just going to open the areas that the cameras show. And I'm not revealing anything, am I? Because I have the wrong thing set. You're like, what are you revealing? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you don't really see that area right there that I just revealed. That's fine. What you see is right here, there is a desk with two men sitting at it, and on the desk, there's a computer there. On the desk, in front of them are Vulcan carbines, and you see two more men. They are down here. These are actually stasis beds. They're just finishing loading them into these, which look like escape pods. And as you kind of click into the camera feed, I guess everybody can see this because it's like a monitor on the wall. You see them kind of slide one of these in there, one of these stasis beds into here, and then they close it and they step back, and this escape pod, or whatever we call it, shoots out. Goes out this way. It goes out through here and into space, obviously. And then one of these slides down into its place. So there's like a bunch of, and then you see them getting ready to load another one in there.
Okay.
So that's what you're looking at. There's four of them. They don't seem to. The guys that are sitting at the desk are obviously watching the computer screen, but you have them tricked with a loop, so they don't know you're out there.
Well, they're probably loading the mystics on there. Amira whispers.
Like,
Actually, since you're in there,
Cyrus.
make another data gen test, or just make a data gen test, so I can give you more information if you succeed in that.
straight up data gen.
No, -3.
Oh, -3. Okay.
But again, Ramon can help if he has to.
I
Or you
will.
can do it, and you could do it however you want to do it. Whoever has the best data gen should do it.
I have a total of with my computer. My computer does give me a +1 on data gen,
So not on technology.
not on technology.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So I have it with my computer. I have a total of 9.
And now I will assist. So with maybe 10.
Okay.
Yep. All right.
But -3, remember.
Oh, but -3, right? Sorry. Thank you for reminding me because I was about to roll 10. 2 successes.
Okay. You actually also pick up on the circuit a like a localized communication channel that seems to be set up to only receive and not send.
This channel, Ramon, it looks like it's set up only to receive but not send, right?
I think so. That means that if we were to cause some trouble, then they will not be able to alert the others. Maybe? He shrugs.
Well, it's set up only to send, so they can only send out a signal.
No, it can only receive.
Oh, it can only receive. Yeah. So they shouldn't be able. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
He takes the pistol out of his holster and looks to Amira.
Well,
They have machine guns. Of course, so does Saeed.
you
I have a
actually you
robot
were a
arm.
soldier. Saeed was a soldier, right? Well, Rahman was also a soldier.
Yeah, he was a pilot, fighter pilot.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys can both test what that would be. Let me look at the character sheet. That would be, I guess it's gonna be command, which I know is not great for either one of you, but I think that would make the most sense to know this information. So if either one of you has command, you could test it because your backgrounds. Do either one of you have command?
Command, hold on.
Could I?
Yeah,
No, I got 0
No.
command.
I
Okay.
have command, but did not do
Okay.
well.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't pick up any more additional information from that. I love that it tells you can't do it. It's like no.
All right.
Perhaps Amira might understand this.
I don't have a military background though,
No.
but I have 9 in command.
You've been
No.
hanging around me enough that maybe some of it's rubbed off on you.
No. This is pretty specific here. Yeah. But you do see that, right? Exactly. You see a total of 4 men. 2
Okay.
of which have the Vulcan carbines on the desk. The guys that are loading the escape pods, they look to only have pistols, at least on them. You don't know. There's areas you can't see into, so I guess you could see. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong map. That's why I'm like, it looks like you can see everything, but that's because I didn't. I'm not looking at Roll20. I'm looking at my module. I'm like, this is
But
weird.
they can receive a signal. That's what they said. Receive.
There are two receivers set up on a local network that seem to be set up only to receive, not to send.
Ramon's
Well,
gonna.
You could see into that.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, while you're hacked in there, could you send them a signal that?
It's like
Might
a radio
distract-
signal, not a computer signal.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Just thinking. Just thinking.
No,
Ramon's gonna.
that's a good question. That's fine.
Yeah.
Ramon will take out his index finger and put it right in front of his mouth, going like, shh. And then he points at the accelerator pistol.
Oh, so just so you know, too, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, just so you know what everything is that you can see, I just revealed number 9. Those are cages. And you can see that they are lined with, like, kind of beat up, dirty rugs and cloth, but they are currently empty.
Okay.
And what number are these guards at, Daniel? Sorry.
4.
So the guards are currently
No.
right here. So they're not
Okay.
at anything. That's a table. So basically in front of 4. The
Okay.
thing that says 4 is just called guard room. So they're right there, 2 of them, and then 2 guys that are loading. They're actually now are in this from the time it took for you guys to do that. They are now like finishing loading up another one of these stasis beds. These are stasis beds into another one of these doodads, and they're about to send it out.
We need to stop them. What do you think, Saeed?
Well, I think Ramon and I are both pretty capable with the weapon.
I have my cricket too and my fan,
Yep.
and I just need to get to one of them to try to stop them from loading.
I look at Frax. Are you up to anything?
Yeah,
Our-
fractional fight.
our-
Fractional
Our
fight to get out.
Nectra friend.
Yeah, the Nectra. Yeah, he doesn't have any kind of a missile weapon unless you want to give him a gun, but he'll certainly fight. Yeah, he looks and he cracks his knuckles or whatever they would do.
It's okay.
The Scavar has a pistol as well. She draws it.
It's okay, Frax. I don't have a missile weapon either.
I will
thought you
get out
did
my
that.
cricket and tell Saeed, get me past the automatic pistols.
Get you past the automatic pistols.
The automatic fire, get me past it. Just take care of those guys. And can I use a command for that?
Yes, you can.
So it gives him a bonus? Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
roll it.
roll command. Well, actually, the best way to do it before you roll it is to lay out a basic plan.
Yeah.
So that way anybody can use it for doing that.
They
Because if you
tell
just say
us
that one
what
task
to
for
do.
Saeed, then that's one thing. But then,
No, yeah, that's what I was just
Yeah.
about to say. I actually want to
it'd be
change
more
it.
useful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I want to say we need to take out. Okay, if this is a bad plan. Let me know. But we need to take out the guys that have that we know have the Vulcan carbines because we know what kind of damage they can do.
Yep.
Take those guys out so that we can deal with the people loading the pods.
Right.
And I say it to everyone.
That sounds like a great plan. I might add that the pistol that I'm holding is silent. So if I were to snipe at him, he might not notice that they're already engaged in battle. It may give us a little bit of an edge or a free shot at least.
Okay.
I mean, you would know. I mean, that's true that your pistol is silent, but as soon as you open those doors, I mean, there's two guards that are right there.
Yeah.
The chances of you sneaking in is not very good if you want to go through the
Right.
doors.
Well, since I don't have a gun, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna like stay here behind this wall and wait till the shooting stops.
Do you want my
And that-
cricket?
How about this?
That-
He pulls out the stun grenade that he carries around.
Where did you get that from?
No, he's got
Yes, he does have a
right
stun
now.
grenade.
Yeah, he's got a
He
stun
does.
grenade, Dura knife, and the accelerator pistol. So
Yeah.
says, well,
Also, if you just so you know, again, I don't want to tell you what to do, but just so that you understand what everything is. You don't know where it goes, but 18 is a vent. And you can be pretty sure based on the cameras that it does not go into this main area. So it goes into some kind of room. So there's something there too that you would know. You don't know what it is. Could be 20 more guards, but just so you know, that's there. I just want to make sure everything's pointed out. I guess I already showed you into this room, so you see what's in there. That's the bunk room. You can just see part of it, I guess, because of the cameras.
Maybe we should check out that vent first.
that sounds like a good plan.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you want to go to the vent?
Yep.
Okay. If you want to pop the vent, you'll need to roll infiltration.
Can I can only use a talent once a game, right?
The gearhead thing? Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Once, and I get a doctrine point for it.
All right.
Nice. Yeah. You're able to come to the vent and you kind of like pull it off and you look through. You see it's not a very thick wall. It's like maybe a meter thick. It's just shy of 2 meters thick actually. And you kind of like squeeze in there on your belly so you can look through the other side. And you see that it is actually a temple.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, he
And
calls
there
it
is
there.
currently no one in there.
He tells him. He comes back out and says, "It's a temple, Saeed. I think you'll like it in there."
Is it a way we could sneak up on?
Yeah, well, actually, I'll show you I'll reveal it so you guys, you can obviously describe it. Yeah, so you've got your mats laying on the ground, then you have your, your icon statue. Yeah, and there's nobody in there right now. It's empty.
That'd probably be
Well-
a better way to maybe get in there than bust in through the doors.
Well, what we
Would
could
give
do,
us a surprise.
what we could do is I could go through the vent with that grenade. I could throw the grenade at the guards, and when you guys hear it pop off, you come in shooting.
That sounds like a good plan. How about this though? We could, just like what you mentioned, we could have one person in the temple, but if we open the door here, but not actually come in, they might be tempted to come out. And while we are standing here, we could open fire, and as soon as that's done, these folks on the other side may try to come up, and I could snipe them as they try to reinforce them.
Well, if she throws the stun grenade, they're gonna run up anyway because they're gonna hear the grenade.
That is true.
But that will give us a chance to maybe get them before they can pick up those the Vulcan carbines. If she throws the grenade first. Throws a grenade first. Hopefully they go down. Then we open the doors and those other guys will be running and you can still, they'll be running
Excellent.
towards where the grenade came from, hopefully.
Excellent.
That's my thinking on order of operations here, but that's just me.
That sounds like an excellent plan. Cyrus and Amira, so long as we are attacking them on two fronts, it's a good plan.
What do you think, darling? And of course I'll look to my arm.
Yeah, Saeed kind of shrugs, goes, "Yeah, I think that's a good plan. I think we can do that."
I think I'll go with you, Cyrus. No, I'm just saying I think I'll go be in that area and then
Yes.
I don't want you to go anywhere by yourself. I need nobody going out. So
Yeah, understandable. I
okay.
mean, you only have a cricket, and Saeed and Ramon have the big guns, and
I'm
Cyrus
creating a
will
vibro.
Cyrus will put her hand out for the grenade.
Are you sure you know how to handle this, right? You hold on to it, pull the pin, and then you throw.
Throw the pin. Got it. No problems.
Yes, try to aim in that direction too. And he hands her over. But
is a good
as he
plan.
hands it over,
It is a good plan.
I love
as
this
he
plan.
as he hands it over to Cyrus, he pretends like he's dropping it and goes, "Oh!"
I am still going to use command though, on everyone to say, let's clear a path to stop those escape pods.
I love it when you tell me things to do.
Okay.
Yes,
So
people used to pay a lot of money for that.
Exactly.
Can I roll my command or no?
okay, this fight is probably going to take a while, and it is almost 9. So I think the best bet, so we don't forget where we're at in the middle of it, like if we start it and then
Okay.
stop it, I think we're better off to leave now. So why don't you roll command right before we start? That way we know exactly where we're at.
Right before I start next time?
Yeah, that way you can,
Okay,
you can
all right, I'll make a
review
note
your
tonight.
plan again. But yeah, I think that that is a good plan. That it's going to be a fun fight, hopefully, and not immediate death to you. Let me make a note of how many darkness points I have because it's very exciting.
Yes.
And yeah, is there anything that anybody wants to do though that needs to be done before we stop and not before we start next time?
I want to remind everyone to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you can watch our next game.
Wow.
Nice, like perfect. Thanks, Crystal. Okay,
Raman
nice.
looks at Owl and says, "I know that I have given you my turban, but I would like to borrow it back for this battle. Kind
You
of
see that
gets
she's
cold in
wearing
here."
it. She offers to trade it to you if you can give her something better.
Yeah. He looks around at what he has and says, "Here, take this," and gives her the vibro vibro
Vibro knife.
knife. Yeah,
Oh yeah, she'll
Just-
take that.
yeah, just in case they get close enough.
That reminds me, those trauma doses, you have 2 of those, right?
Yes.
I have medic. You might want to give me one and then give Saeed one.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have kept those. I would have given them to whoever could use them.
Yeah, because it gives a +2 to medic courage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so all right, so there's 2. All right, so obviously time won't move forward while we're closed here for the week, or however you want to say it. So currently they're loading up one person into that, or one stasis bed. Stasis bed. You assume it's one person into that escape pod dealio. 2 guys are doing that. 2 are sitting at the desk, thinking that they're not seeing anything in the hallway, and with their Vulcan carbines sitting there with the big smiles on their face, thinking that they're not about to get shot. So with that, let's leave that.